Today, we're diving into a really unique philosophy of Christian education. It's one that goes way beyond just textbooks and getting good grades. It's actually built around this one single powerful idea, that the whole point of learning is to reveal the glory of God. So, what in the world does that actually mean in a classroom setting? Let's find out.
But first, let's just start with a really basic question. Think about it for a second. What do you believe the purpose of learning is? Seriously, why do we do it? Is it all about landing a good job? Or maybe becoming a better person? Changing the world? Whatever your answer is, just kind of hold that thought, because the perspective we're digging into today, it has a very different end goal in mind.
So that philosophy we're talking about, it answers that question with a single powerful word: transformation. Yeah, knowledge is great, it's important, but according to this view, the real point is to shape a person's entire being, their heart, their mind, their spirit, so that their life reflects something way bigger than just themselves. Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, Education's Deeper Purpose. What does that actually mean? Well, for starters, it's not as simple as, just tacking a religion class onto the schedule. Nope. It's about completely rethinking the very definition of a successful education. Theologian Alistair McGrath really nails it with this quote. The core idea here is that knowledge isn't just data that you store in your head, right? It's not passive. Whether you're learning calculus or reading Shakespeare, that information is supposed to get in there and actually change you, change how you see things, and most importantly, how you live your life. All right, Section 2, Defining the Glory of God. Now that phrase, the glory of God, it's really the engine driving this entire philosophy. But let's be honest, it can sound pretty vague, kind of abstract, right? So to really grasp what this is all about, we have to pin down what glory actually means here. So here it is. In this context, glory basically means seeing God's character made visible. It's the tangible proof of His power, His holiness, His love, right here in the world around us. So it's not some floaty, abstract concept. It's something you can actually see and point to. And when you break that character down, this is what it looks like. We're talking about His goodness, His justice, love and mercy, order and creativity, all of it. You can see it in acts of real justice, in the mind-boggling order of the natural world, or just in the love and support inside a strong community. These are the things that this kind of education is trying to shine a spotlight on.
And here's the really cool part. The focus isn't necessarily on looking for huge, flashy, supernatural signs. It's actually about training students to see this glory in everyday, ordinary things, like the ridiculously intricate design of a flower, the sheer scale of the night sky, or even something as simple as a selfless act between two people.
Okay, that's the big idea, but how does it actually translate into, say, a math class or history? Let's dive into Section 3 and see how this idea gets woven right into the curriculum. This approach pretty much reframes every traditional school subject. So, take science. You're not just memorizing the names of planets, you're studying the cosmos to appreciate its creativity and precision. Or look at history. It's not just a list of dates and wars, it's seen as a larger story of sovereignty and guidance. Even literature becomes a way to explore big themes like redemption, grace, and justice. The key takeaway here is that every subject is seen as resting on a divine foundation. It's not just a separate Bible class. And this isn't some new idea either. The famous astronomer Johannes Kepler said it perfectly centuries ago. To know the laws of nature is to know the mind of God. For him, every single scientific discovery was basically an act of worship. It was a chance to get a peek into the mind of the Creator. And that's the exact kind of curiosity and wonder this model is trying to spark in students. But of course, learning isn't just about books and lectures, right? It's about people. It's about the environment. And that brings us to Section 4, Glory within the Community. This philosophy absolutely extends beyond the curriculum and shapes the entire culture of the school. See, in this model, a teacher's character is considered just as crucial as their lesson plan. Their patience, their integrity, their compassion, that's all seen as a living, breathing part of the curriculum. Why? Because we all know that students learn just as much, maybe even more, from who their teachers are as from what they say. Billy Graham put this idea so powerfully. We're the Bibles the world is reading. It perfectly captures this idea that a teacher's life is, in a way, a living sermon. It's a practical, walking, talking demonstration of the very principles being taught in the classroom. And hey, it's not all on the teacher's shoulders either. This is a total community effort. This philosophy sees parents as the primary spiritual leaders for their kids. The church is there to provide that broader community support. So you have the school, the family, and the church all working together,
collaborating to reinforce the same values.
John Wesley had this fantastic analogy for why this partnership is so critical. He said Christians are like coals of fire. When you put them together, they glow brightly, but when you pull them apart, they just grow cold. It's that strong, unified community that really keeps the whole mission glowing. So when you put it all together, you've got this purpose-driven curriculum and this really supportive community. What's the end goal? What's the result? Well, that brings us to our final section, a kingdom perspective. It's all about fostering a unique worldview that shapes how students see their place in the world long after they've graduated.
This entire philosophy for purpose-driven learning is really built on a few foundational steps. Step 1, it starts with the idea that God is the source of all truth. From there, it's about nurturing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Then, you develop a biblical worldview. And finally, you help students see that all this learning isn't just for a test, it's preparation for their unique calling in life.
And this right here, this is where you can really see the rubber meet the road. The values are just different. This philosophy completely redefines what success even means. So instead of focusing on personal achievement, the goal is glorifying God. Instead of just financial gain, it's about serving others. And it's not just about contributing to society, but about actively building God's kingdom.
John Piper really gets to the heart of that internal shift this is all about. He says that when we recognize our talents come from God, our whole motivation changes. It's a shift away from seeking success just for our own sake and towards seeking His glory in everything we do. Success is no longer about you. It's about what you can do with the gifts you've been given.
And we'll leave you with this really powerful thought from Francis Chan. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. Wow, that really challenges all of us, doesn't it? It makes you stop and think, what am I actually striving for? What does real success look like? And ultimately, what is the purpose behind everything I'm learning and achieving? A question that's definitely worth some thought.